taken a major tumble.
David Bernard in Weather Control. I'll let you know how cold your neighborhood will be tonight and what it means for the weekend.
Governor Chris says help is on the way for a hurricane insurance crisis, and he's backing that up with a signature.
Deadly clashes on a university campus. We have dramatic pictures of the chaos in Beirut.
From your Super Bowl station, an exclusive look at the menus for the big game's biggest parties as we count down to the South Florida Showdown.
And from the biggest parties to the biggest cuties in South Florida, is your child the most photogenic? Hello, South Florida. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
And I'm Elliot Rodriguez. CBS 4 News at 5 starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News First at 5.
And right off the top from your weather station, hope you had your umbrella with you today as parts of the area got soaked.
But as we take you live outside right now, you'll see we still have some clouds, but the rain is going and a cold front is moving in. It seems like it happened in a snap.
Like
1 second it was raining, the next it was cold. Winter came back to South Florida.
Well, that's right. The temperatures have been falling all afternoon, and by the morning, we could feel wind chills in the 40s. CBS 4 meteorologist David Bernard is here to explain what's going on. We finally got a cold front, David?
Yep, we sure did, Elliot. And right now in real-time Doppler 4, here's the back edge of the sprinkles now moving across the entire metro area. This should clear us in the next hour or so. And then the clouds are going to go away overnight, giving way to some chilly temperatures. Now, rainfall today was not a huge deal. It was obviously made for a very messy afternoon. But notice the totals are not that heavy. What you really notice were these temperatures. And right now, they're in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. And keep in mind, this is even cooler than we might expect, say, for a morning low temperature, or very close to it. So for daytime temperatures in South Florida, even for late January, this is pretty chilly. Now, here's what happens tonight. Skies are going to clear. The north winds are going to continue to build across the area, and I do think portions of northern and western Broward could fall into the upper 40s. Looks like lower 50s back toward Interstate 95, but with some gusty winds, the wind chills at times will make it feel like it's in the 40s area-wide. Same for Miami-Dade. In fact, tomorrow morning, North Miami about 53, 51 Miami Gardens, South Miami, Coral Gables, and Pinecrest about 53. And again, portions of West Kendall, Southwest Metro-Dade could be down into the upper 40s if all the conditions set up just right. But nevertheless, a sweater or a light jacket probably in order tomorrow morning. What does all this mean for the weekend? I'll have that outlook in a few minutes.
Thank you, David. Help is on the way. That's the assurance tonight from Governor Charlie Crist as he signs the hurricane insurance reform bill. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live in North Palm Beach with the big promises Crist was making today. Ted?
Hi, Maggie. Well, this is the first bill that Governor Crist has signed into law since he's been governor. It was a big one, and he was very proud of it, obviously. Now, he was here in North Palm Beach today as part of a tour around parts of Florida to tout the new insurance reform.
Hey, how are you? What's your name? Christina?
Governor Charlie Crist, a popular guy today, as he officially makes it law. Windstorm rates in Florida are going down. Crist here on the front porch with a typical South Florida homeowner for a ceremonial signing of that insurance reform law. It's his way of taking the message from Tallahassee to the rest of Florida.
And we have a message for the people of Florida today. Help is on the way. And that's what this is all about.
The big question right now on everyone's mind, how much will we actually save? Unfortunately, no one can answer that yet. The thought is anywhere from 5 to 20%. The governor hopes this is just the beginning, that as time goes on, there will be more savings to pass along. He compares it to caring for a sick patient.
We've done a lot for the patient, but we've got to continue to monitor the patient and make sure that we're doing everything we need to do to bring back full health. But it's going to take time.
Even with the unknown savings we'll see in the coming months, top lawmakers are hoping it will make a difference on the average Joe's bottom line.
It means you'll have more money in your pockets to spend with your children, to go to a nicer restaurant for dinner or take them to Disney World or put in their savings account. That's what it means.
And if you thought this was the end of the governor's quest to cut your expenses, he says don't worry. He's planning on tackling soaring property taxes next.
The people of Florida feel passionately about this issue the same way they feel passionately about the insurance issue. And we have a duty and an obligation to listen to them and do everything we can to give them relief and help them out.
All right, so property taxes, we can look to see that coming up in the regular legislative session. That starts in about a month and a half up in Tallahassee. Now, coming up at 6, what all of this means to folks like you and me who are desperate to have lower insurance bills. We're live in North Palm Beach. I'm Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Chaos on the streets of Lebanon. Mob violence breaks out after a melee between opposition groups clashing over political differences. CBS 4's Joy Purdy joins us now with the deadly riots and dramatic pictures, Joy.
It sure is. Amazing video. Just take a look. The violence started in a college cafeteria and just spilled onto the streets of Beirut. And after days of clashes, there's now a curfew there right now as officials try to keep the country from a civil war. As the sun sets on Lebanon, rioters continue to set fires in the street. But with nightfall, the Lebanese army enforces the overnight curfew to calm the calamity that broke out earlier in Beirut. Rioters wreaked havoc today as Lebanon's political power struggle exploded in the streets. This time, the catalyst stemmed from Beirut's Arab University, where students squared off against each other and then government forces. Officials say the riot raged when students who favor the militant Hezbollah party started arguing with other students loyal to the government. Harsh words quickly escalated to fistfights. And soon hundreds were hurling rocks and broken furniture at each other and smashing up cars. Then, as word spread, both sides called in backup from outside the university. Dozens were hurt, including members of the military, and at least 2 people were reportedly killed. It's the second time this week violence has swept Lebanon, blamed largely on Hezbollah supporters, trying to force the American-backed government out. And amid all the unrest, Lebanon is still waiting to be rebuilt after it was devastated in that conflict with Israel last summer. International donors pledged more than $7 billion in aid today as U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice assured the Lebanese prime minister he'll continue getting America's support.
Clearly, this is a package that is for Lebanon, and that is extremely important to understand. Lebanon is a democracy.
But with all this new political violence ruling the streets, experts say rebuilding could be an uphill struggle if the country keeps tearing itself apart. Live in satellite control, Joy Purdy, CBS 4 News.
Back here at home, dozens of families in Miami Beach have been forced out of their homes at the worst possible time. All the hotels are filling quickly because of the Super Bowl, and they can't return home because of a stubborn power problem. CBS 4's Maribel Rodriguez is at the apartment complex right now. What are they going to do, Maribel?
Well, Maggie, the city of Miami has stepped forward. They're providing the residents with alternative housing for several days. The owner has also offered some sort of monetary compensation, but the residents behind me, they say it's not only about the money, it's more about respect. It's the face of frustration. A mother holds her child in one arm and some of her personal belongings in another. Vanina and her 1-year-old son Tomas are just 2 of more than 50 residents forced to evacuate from the Miami Beach apartments.
It is very frustrating because I've missed work, I have missed school, and you know, it's pretty big headache.
For the past 2 days, all these folks say they've been living in limbo, not knowing what will happen to their buildings. According to city officials, on Tuesday, someone deliberately cut the power and the tenants were told to leave. But on Thursday, residents say the situation was the same. They still weren't allowed back. According to officials, the fire alarm system is not working. Still, residents want more answers.
He's expecting everybody to get out like we're animals. No, it's not like that. We're not roaches that you flush out of a building. No, we pay rent. Like we have a responsibility to pay our rent. He has a responsibility as an owner to let us know what's going on with the building.
We went to the owner's office, but he wasn't there.
Yeah, but they're all like just waiting to go in and trying, to figure out what's going to happen. I don't know what he's planning on doing with it. No. So you know when he'll be back? He's in and out throughout the day. Like he doesn't have a specific time. He's just.
And according to residents, most of the power has been restored to the building. However, because of the fire alarm system, they're not allowed back inside right now. They're waiting to be escorted to their apartments to pick up some of their personal belongings. Now, the owner, we're told, has offered to refund this month's rent, security deposit, as well as $400. We're live on Miami Beach. Maribel Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
A grand jury will decide what to do about murder charges against 4 teenagers arrested in connection with the death of a man who was hit by a county bus. Police filed murder and attempted robbery charges last night for Tuesday's incident near 216th Street and South Dixie Highway. Investigators say the victim resisted when the boys tried to rob him, leading one of them to push the man into the path of an oncoming bus. The mother of 2 of the suspects says it was just an accident.
My kids ran home to me. Only thing I knew is when I opened that door, my child fell to his knees. And all he can do is scream, Mommy, it was an accident. We were just playing around. He fell into the road. He fell.
While the victim's name has not been released, police believe he may have been an illegal immigrant.
4 cars are destroyed and several others damaged by a fire that broke out at a Hialeah auto body shop this morning. Firefighters tried their best but couldn't save the cars sitting in the parking lot of Crazy John's body shop in the 8800 block of Northwest 117th Street. Investigators are now trying to figure out what caused the fire.
Florida's Turnpike marks a big milestone. The roadway hit the big 5-0. The cake was cut at the Pompano Beach Service Plaza this morning to commemorate the anniversary. Cars from the 50s were on hand for it, as well as an Elvis impersonator. I guess he drove on the Turnpike. The Turnpike was 110 miles long when it opened. Today, it stretches 460 miles. There's even a birthday present for all of us. Just for today, SunPass transponders are being sold for half the price on the SunPass website.
Nice. Well, with just 10 days until the teams playing in Super Bowl 41 meet for their South Florida showdown, NFL players are making their way to local schools as part of the Super Learning in a Super City program.
Well, Elvis wasn't here, but Dolphin players Randy McMichael and Rex Hadnot were there. They visited Lake Stevens Elementary as a special reward for winners of the My Winning Moment essay contest. And while they didn't exactly fit into the desk, they seemed to fit in with the kids just fine.
Education is important. They're our future, and it starts right now, and they're at an age right now that a lot of times they don't realize that what they learn in the 4th and 5th grade is going to, help them get to the point where I am now.
That's good advice. The contest is the culmination of the Stay Cool in School initiative, an annual program held in the Super Bowl host city.
Bad news for tailgaters. Because of security concerns, the NFL is not allowing any tailgating within a 1-mile radius of Dolphin Stadium, and that includes the stadium parking lots. What do you think? Should the NFL allow tailgating? Tell us by going to CBS4.com.
Your Super Bowl station has much more coverage, countdown coverage ahead at 6 o'clock. Want to know what will be on the menu at the big Super Bowl parties? We have your exclusive sneak peek straight from the chef himself in 1 hour.
Coming up here, something new from the military. These people you're going to see are feeling it, and their reaction is obvious. We'll explain what all the jumping is about.
Then 2 days after the body of a mummified baby is found in a local storage unit, we're seeing the newspaper the baby was wrapped in and the suitcase that held the newspaper. Coming up here with the lead investigator saying on the case.
Plus, an angry mob on the attack, targeting 2 suspects accused of unthinkable crimes. More of these dramatic pictures in about 5 minutes.
First, fire destroys a landmark restaurant, but we're now learning the building might not have burned to the ground if it wasn't for a firefighter's mistake. Find out what he did next.
The Super Bowl is coming back to South Florida, and only one station has it. CBS 4, with exclusive local coverage of every Super Bowl event, from the big game preps to the celebrity packed parties. If it's happening in the Magic City, you can be sure you'll see it on CBS 4, your official station for Super Bowl 41.
Flames destroy a Texas barbecue restaurant, and investigators say it happened because of a firefighter who didn't do his job properly. Now, that firefighter was working as a 911 dispatcher when the fire broke out.
Apparently, he didn't take the calls seriously until it was too late. CBS 4's George Estevez has more.
In fact, 2 different people called 911 to report that fire, but the dispatcher doubted one caller and took his time with the second one.
Fire department, can I help you?
Yes, sir. I think there's like a lot of smoke.
A man sees heavy smoke, but no flames coming from Bert's Barbecue in Texas at almost 2 in the morning. He calls 911.
It's white smoke, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's probably, it's from their smoker. They, like I said, they cook their brisket at night.
I see.
Based on that conversation, the dispatcher elected not to send any resources at that time.
At that time, Bert's restaurant was on fire. Taxi driver Joel Perez saw it.
Noticed that smoke was coming all around, not from here, all the way around from the building.
So he also called 911. Same dispatcher, same response.
Okay. Does it smell like the wood, or does it smell like something else is on fire?
No, it smells like wood. There's a lot of it. And I was at the Jimmy John's across the street, and I could smell it. And there's like all this, bit of a haze of smoke around here.
Well, could they be smoking their briskets?
No, that's not brisket.
You could tell that something was burning, you know. It's not brisket. It's not sausage. It is burning.
It certainly appears that an error in judgment had occurred.
And you just can't help to be like, look, we may not be the brightest people about stuff, but that might be on fire.
Burt's is now a total loss.
And in another twist, the dispatcher is a firefighter himself and is now under investigation. In satellite control, George Estevez, CBS 4 News.
Right now, we take you to a snowy crash site out there in Pennsylvania. A small plane on its way to pick up a medical patient overshot the runway and crashed. And when you see wreckage like this, it's hard to believe all 4 people aboard made it out safely. Officials say the plane touched down but couldn't get enough traction to stop. More plane problems, this time in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Officials say 2 small cargo planes collided and caught fire on a runway. One of the planes was badly damaged, but both pilots also managed to get out. The Transportation Safety Board is now investigating.
In India, 2 men get their day in court, and it turns out to be an absolute zoo. CBS 4's Rob Hanrahan is in satellite control to explain why the crowd was so angry. Rob?
Well, Elliot, this is mob mentality at its zenith. People went out of control in India as 2 suspected murderers and rapists were going to court. Check it out. Police were taking the 2 men to a lockup when the crowd descended on them. And when you hear what the 2 are accused of, you might at least understand why this happened. The 2 men are accused of kidnapping, raping, and killing their victims, and then disposing of their dismembered bodies in storm drains outside one of the suspects' houses. Police eventually surrounded the men and did manage to keep the angry mob at bay long enough to get the 2 into a jail cell where they're certainly safer than they were on the streets. Live in satellite control, Rob Hanrahan, CBS 4 News.
Thanks, Rob. What's in a name? In China, it means everything, so they want the world to help them name 18 panda cubs, and it doesn't get much cuter than this. Take a look at these guys. 12 females, 6 males, all of them between 5 and 7 months old, and not one of them is camera shy. In China, it's a tradition to name the cubs around this time. You can submit suggestions on the internet where the pandas' pictures and profiles are posted.
Oh, they're too cute. I have two suggestions from South Florida: rainy and chilly.
Those are 2 words that go together down here. We don't like that. Yeah, today they are, but yeah, we don't like that. That's why we got to get it out of here. Guess what? South Florida sun, it's coming back tomorrow, but it will be a cool breeze. Now, here's real-time Doppler for right now, and the rain never got really heavy today, but it was certainly around enough to make it all messy. Here's the back edge of the sprinkles now moving through Metro Broward and Dade. That's pushing off to the Atlantic. Notice nothing else back over the Everglades, so this will be it as far as rain. Maybe a spot of drizzle or so for the next few hours, and that's it. 59 at Weather Control, 61 at the airports, and 66 at Key West. And the humidity right now is at 84%, but the stickiness scale is dropping down to 0. It's very dry. And here's our rain total today, 9/100ths of an inch with north winds right now at 9 miles per hour. Here are the rest of the temperatures, 59, 60 degrees. And here's what you can expect tonight. These are the forecast lows. Could feel like the 40s with the wind in some areas, and some areas may actually get into the 40s in northern and western Broward tomorrow morning, like around Coral Springs and Parkland and Weston and Bonaventure. Miramar 51, Plantation and Davie about the same, and Hollywood and Dania Beach 53 degrees. Miami-Dade, again, we'll see lower and mid-50s over toward the beaches and along Interstate 95 and US 1. Out to the west, Doral 51, same with Sweetwater and West Kendall in the morning, about 48 degrees. Here's the weather picture today. We'll go up back to early this morning. The rain was from Tampa to Fort Myers, and that line of rain came through around midday with the front, and then the temperatures really took a dive. And notice behind it, though, how skies are really clearing. Just a few scatter clouds back over central Florida. And so this low pressure is getting out of the way. And that means for tonight and tomorrow, we're going to start to see the sunshine coming back out. In fact, our true view will just show most of the clouds exiting off the coastline in the morning. Lots of blue coming in. So we'll say lots of sun and a cool breeze. And then as we go right on into Saturday, not a bad start to Saturday, but by later in the day with that warmer breeze, a spotty shower could blow in. So look for clouds to increase late on Saturday, and then here comes another low pressure system into the state on Sunday. Now it looks like this low will be west of us early Sunday, so it'll be windy and warm to start, and then rain will blow in during the afternoon hours. But here comes the cool air again early next week. Cold mornings with lots of winter sunshine during the day. Here's our forecast for tonight. Much colder, clearing and breezy, wind chills in the 40s. Again, inland 48, about 53 at the coast. Tomorrow, plenty of sun, a cool breeze, and 71 degrees. Small craft advisories are up for waves up to 10 feet in the Gulf Stream by tomorrow. and the Bays will see a moderate chop. Here's your outlook going into the weekend. Up and down, 71 in sun tomorrow, 76 Saturday with the clouds blowing back, 81 on Sunday, and then by Sunday night, we're going to turn cold again for next week. So kind of all over the place.
We can't make up our mind, can we?
I guess not.
Thank you, David. Controversial immigration billboard is making headlines again, and take a look at why. Coming up, we're going to have the latest on who might be behind this one. It's a story you'll see only on 4.
And later, why parents might want to have their teens leave the cell phones at home if they're going to be driving. That's coming up in our next half hour.
First, calling all cute kids. The search is on for South Florida's most photogenic child. How to know if your child has what it takes. You have one at home.
Oh, yeah, she's got it. Every parent thinks that his or her child is the cutest. I know we do.
Yes.
You have 4
I agree with
beautiful
that. I
girls.
agree.
Well, now it's the time to prove it.
Well, a talent search is in South Florida looking for the most photogenic child. That's right, parents. You heard that right. Shamari Stone shows us some of the cuties.
Well, this is a contest to find out which baby in South Florida is the most photogenic. You can see little Dylan here. He's real happy he's going to be a part of this contest. And we are at the Sawgrass Mills Mall in Sunrise, right next to Wanna-Do City. You should come out here and bring your kid to see if your child is the most photogenic. The search is on for the most photogenic child in America. Little 3-year-old Gianna poses like a pro.
Can you turn around for me like this? Good girl. Hi, Gianna.
It's great. I think she looks adorable today.
Starting today, parents can bring their kids, newborns to 5 years old, to Sawgrass Mills Mall in Sunrise for a photo shoot with professional fashion photographers. What should parents who are watching this, who plan on coming out here, do to prepare them?
I think the best thing to do is to make sure that they're well fed, they're rested. You can bring some of their favorite play items, a stuffed animal, a puzzle, and don't worry too much when we're doing the photo shoot. Don't stress out too much about we're not getting enough smiles or whatever, because the photographers are trained to get the best shots.
This contest includes 4 categories: beautiful, fashionable, precious, and comical. There's a $35 entry fee per category, which includes a photo shoot of about 15 shots and a color 8x10 photo. The money raised goes to children's hospitals throughout the country. So you think this is the most photogenic baby?
I think so, definitely. He's always smiling. He's always happy. He's such a cheerful baby, man. He's my life.
And he likes this windscreen
here.
Yeah,
what are you doing, little boy?
You're now looking at a young girl about to sit down on a chair for her photo shoot. It costs $35 once again, and with that, you get about 15 shots and a color 8x10 photo. Now, the winning baby will get a trophy and a modeling contract with a New York agency. So, where are we? We're here at the Sawgrass Mills Mall, located at 12801 West Sunrise Boulevard. We're right next to Wanna-Do City, and this is going on from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, and from noon to 5 p.m. on Sunday. So, if you think you have the most photogenic baby, come out here. Let's find out. In Sunrise, I'm Shamari Stone, CBS 4 News.
Oh, they're all cute. Imagine being the judge of that. Now, if you want to check out a slideshow of some of the other contestants, just log on to CBS4.com, where the news and the cute babies are always on. They're precious.
You know, it's never cute passport pictures.
Oh, no.
But a lot more people are having to show them to travel these days. Tonight, we're going to take you inside a local airport to see how the new passport rules are working.
Also ahead, there's someone on the internet who may be trying to steal fish from these pelicans here in Miami. We'll have that story coming up.
Days after a baby's mummified remains are found, there is new insight into how the child may have gotten there.
Plus, Nicole Kidman in a movie set crash. We'll tell you what caused this wreck coming up next.
Rosie and the world's fattest man tonight. Breaking news. Did Anne Heche leave her spouse for her primetime co-star? Then the Super Bowl mystery man's marriage proposal. Plus, who's that star? Next Insider.
Tonight at 7:30 on 4. The homeless guy, the fashion stylist, the computer geek, the ad exec. In life, they would never hang out.
Be scared.
But on February 8th, we're pitting them against each other in the ultimate game of survival.
I didn't come here to fight, but he was pushing me to that level.
And one big twist will take all of them by surprise.
Somebody's watching this and laughing.
Get ready for an all-new Survivor, premieres Thursday, February 8th on CBS.
Now, live
This is CBS 4 News at 5:30.
If you've been outside, you got the feeling that winter is back, or it finally arrived with temperatures tumbling 20 degrees in one day. Now, the day started, get this, in the 70s, but it's cooled off into the 50s, and it feels even colder with the wind chill.
And getting colder still, but for how long? CBS 4 meteorologist David Bernard back with us with details. David.
Just had a couple of tourists call me, said, hey, we came down from D.C. because we're freezing to death. What happened? I said, don't worry, it's South Florida. It only stays cold for about 12 hours, and then it'll get better. In fact, tomorrow afternoon, we'll see a turnaround. On real-time Doppler for it right now, here comes the rain pushing out into the Atlantic. Notice in the Everglades, no more, so it looks like that is ending at least for the evening. Now, the rain wasn't that heavy today. Notice in Broward, it was maybe 200ths to 300ths of an inch of rain. As we look at these rain totals, you'll be able to check those out. And then in Miami-Dade, about the same story. Here at Weather Control, we had 9/100ths, a little over 1/10 of an inch at West Kendall. So here's a look at the temperatures right now, only at 59, 60 degrees after we made it into the mid-70s this afternoon, and temperatures have kind of settled there for the last hour or so. Now, tonight, I think we clear out, and it will feel like the 40s in parts of the area. In fact, these are the lowest the temperatures could possibly go. Weston and Coral Springs, northern and western Broward may actually see temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s back toward Interstate 95. And then in Miami-Dade, kind of the same story, 54 on the beach, Hialeah about 52 degrees, and Miami Gardens 51. And again, around Pinecrest and the Gables, 53 degrees. And again, far south and west could see temperatures in the upper 40s. And this is all part of this cool, warm, and cool pattern we're going to be on. I'll show these in a little more specifics later on, but we're going back up tomorrow, Sunday, and then we're going back down into early next week. More on the weekend in a few minutes.
Now they help injured birds, but someone is taking advantage of their kindness.
We don't know who the person is.
Tonight, a local group crying foul, wondering who's cashing in at their expense.
You will only see this story right here on CBS 4. Pelican Harbor Seabird Station is a center that helps rehabilitate South Florida's wild birds.
Yeah, but one person is ruffling the feathers of those at the center. CBS 4's Dave Malkoff is here to explain how.
Well, you've heard of taking candy from a baby. What about taking fish from a pelican? That's possibly what someone's doing on the internet, and it's taking fish right out of these very, very hungry mouths. The pelicans don't know it, but in reality, the fish ain't free here at Pelican Harbor.
This is not for you. This is for the sick guys. Whoa!
Wendy Fox gets a chunk of the money for food and medical care from donations. She takes care of thousands of pelicans here, all under one roof, one name, one reputation.
We'd heard stories about other organizations having problem with their name being misrepresented on the internet especially. So periodically we kind of run a check.
That check led to this t-shirt sales website. Someone named Kay Linda had taken a picture outside.
Yeah, which is fine. Anybody can, photograph any wild bird.
And posted it on products for sale.
Yeah, I know exactly where this photograph was taken. It was taken out right on the end. And it says, purchase these products and 10% of the profits will go to help the station. T-shirts and aprons and boxer shorts and baby bibs and buttons. Oh, Lord, look at that, a dog t-shirt.
Now, if your dog doesn't mind, there's nothing wrong with wearing a pelican t-shirt. Just as far as Wendy can tell,
someone's misleading the public on this.
This looks like a scam.
We don't know who this person is. We've never received a penny, certainly not in the name that's on the website.
We contacted the website Cafe Press in California. They contacted the user, telling them if they don't contact Wendy, they'll have to take the site down. Now Wendy's done some contacting. She's talked to her lawyer.
We want people to know about it so that they're not getting ripped off. But if that's what someone wants to do, they have to live with themselves.
Every year here at Pelican Harbor, they spend more than $35,000 on fish. Who wants one? You? Okay. And they also need money to build an extension on the building. So they definitely do need money. If you want to make a donation, you can send it here. Just be leery of what you send to on a website for a t-shirt. At Pelican Harbor, I'm Dave Malkoff, CBS 4 News.
Tonight, you can play detective in the case of the mummified baby. We're getting a look at evidence investigators will use to try to figure out what happened to the baby found dead in a suitcase wrapped in 50-year-old newspaper. CBS 4's Evan Bacon is live in Delray Beach. Are they any closer to figuring this out, Evan?
Well, they may be. They're not just giving us too much information. However, several new details came out today, including the size of that baby boy, also some items that were placed inside the suitcase with the body, and new information on the people that rented that storage unit 10 years ago. But so far, no definitive information on how, when, or why that tiny, tiny boy ended up inside that suitcase. A 50-year mystery is revealed piece by piece as detectives in Delray Beach begin presenting evidence in the case of the mummified baby.
You could actually see the location of the eyes, the location of the nose, and the slot where the mouth would be. So you can't see a facial expression, but you can see where the mouth is and the face is.
The 13-ounce corpse, measuring 1.5 feet in length and crouched in a fetal position, was discovered Monday by a 46-year-old woman who flew in from New Jersey to clear out a storage locker belonging to her deceased parents.
I think she's very much traumatized by this in twofold. One, that it's a gruesome discovery, first of all, to go through your family's possessions and find the remains of an infant, and then to think that these remains could be one of your siblings.
Detectives displayed the newspaper the tiny boy was wrapped in, dated Wednesday, January 9th, 1957, and the two suitcases, one placed inside the other, which double sealed the tiny body and may have partially preserved it for nearly a half-century.
There was a baby, rosary beads, there were a religious prayer or a religious photograph, there was a birthday prayer, all of these suggesting that the person who placed the child in there did care or was religious in some sense.
Police do say the woman who rented the storage space was Catholic and unwed at the time that newspaper was printed in 1957. But we won't know for sure if that's when the baby or fetus was placed there until forensic anthropologists study the body of evidence and release their findings. Detectives also claim they spotted what looked to be an umbilical cord. However, they can't tell for sure because the fetal position that the boy was in at the time. We're live in Delray Beach. Evan Bacon, CBS 4 News.
A would-be thief in Lauderdale Lakes gets nabbed trying to take off with pockets full of pills. Check out how many bottles he pulls from out of his pants. A manager at a Walgreens there spotted him standing in line filling his pockets with painkillers. Now he confronts him and blocks the door. The guy then pulls 25 vials out of his pants, but he ends up getting away. Now, if you have any information about the suspects, please call Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS.
Right now we have a traffic alert to tell you about. Starting tonight at 9, all lanes of the westbound 836 between Northwest 87th Avenue and 107th Avenue will be closed. Road crews will be busy installing sign structures. The highway will stay closed until 5 a.m. tomorrow. Here's how you can get around it. Follow the detour signs. They will tell you to exit at Northwest 87th Avenue to westbound Northwest 12th Street. It's very easy, and then get right back on the 836 at Northwest 107th Avenue.
Well, it's a big change for people making short trips out of the country. You now need a passport for all flights out of the United States. A birth certificate is no longer enough. Today, top officials with Customs and Border Control gave our cameras a glimpse at how things are going as a reminder to people planning to travel abroad.
They're all over the Caribbean. They're in South America, Central America, Mexico, and those countries now, you know, we're going to require that they, when they are traveling back to the U.S., that they have a passport.
Well, Canada is also included in the passport requirements. Next year, the rules will extend to land and sea travel as well. If you don't have a passport now, you can apply for one at most post offices, or we'll link you to the U.S. passport form online at CBS4.com.
We're going to take you thousands of miles away now to Darfur in Sudan, Africa. Do you know what's happening there? A group of people here in South Florida want to make sure you do. CBS 4's Jennifer Santiago was busy raising awareness herself today. She joins us now with more. Jen.
Well, Maggie, the Miami-Dade Community Relations Board asked me to speak at today's rally against the genocide in Darfur because of my prior reports and op-ed piece on this very issue. Today, students, dignitaries, and just people who care converged on the Stephen P. Clark Center to raise awareness about the atrocities in Western Sudan.
They came from all over the county to help save Darfur, listening to heartfelt speeches from South Floridians with heavy hearts and listening to music to celebrate life. Students, commissioners, and clergy spoke in today's rally in downtown Miami to help bring awareness to the situation in Darfur, the western region of Sudan.
When humans are killing humans to exterminate them, that catches my attention.
Though the exact numbers vary, hundreds and thousands of men, women, and children have been exterminated, slaughtered because of their skin color and religion. It's a systematic 4-year-old murderous campaign against non-Arab Africans, globally condemned as genocide.
And we said never again, but it's happening again.
I too spoke at the rally, recognized for reporting on an issue that otherwise sees little local coverage.
What greater cause is there than to come here and speak out against the horror and hatred that is happening right now in Darfur?
But it was the students who rallied the loudest, holding up signs that read "Not on our watch" and "Stop this genocide," and painting murals. They used their voices and art to speak for those who cannot be heard. The women and children withering away in refugee camps, chased from their homes. The machete-wielding government-backed militia called the Janjaweed. This Hillel student who had visited concentration camps in Poland notes the connection between Darfur and the Jewish Holocaust.
We saw what happened, we experienced it, so now we're here to say this is not happening again. We made a promise, never again. We can't let this happen again.
The idea here is to raise awareness. You can get more information about Darfur and how you can help by going to our website, cbs4.com, for a link to savedarfur.org. You can also get more information by watching my public affairs show, Focus on South Florida, this Sunday on our sister station, My 33, at 1 p.m. SaveDarfur.org estimates that 400,000 people have been killed just so far, and more than 2 million people have been forced from their homes, living in refugee camps. Reporting live, Jennifer Santiago, CBS 4 News.
Thanks, Jen. Excellent work. A controversial billboard is targeted by vandals. Coming up, the controversial message they left behind.
Plus, see what's cooking for some of the hottest Super Bowl parties. These stories and more coming up tonight, new at 6.
There are horrible scenes on our highways, and our kids are the ones dying. What a new report says is causing dangerous teenage driving.
Athletes, rockers, and actors partying at South Florida's hotspots. See who's at the end of our celebrity photographer's lens. You're only going to see this here next.
Okay, it sounds like science fiction, but this ray gun is the real deal. The Department of Defense showed off one of its newest non-lethal weapons. The active denial system can be used to break up crowds. Here's how it works. The device sends out an invisible energy that then heats up the target's skin, making them stop whatever they're doing. And the government says the device is totally harmless. They were laughing about it, so it couldn't be that bad.
Can't be that bad. Time now for tonight's Eye on Entertainment. A movie stunt goes terribly wrong, sending an Oscar-winning actress to the hospital. Nicole Kidman was inside this Jaguar when it smashed into a pole. The car was attached to a tow truck while she was shooting a scene for her new movie, The Invasion. Here you see it. The truck comes around a corner, loses control. Kidman walked away from this accident and was taken to the hospital along with 7 other people. She should be back on the set tonight.
Don't they got stunt doubles for those things? Well, now a look at who is keeping cameras flashing all over South Florida.
So many stars come here, and we spot them at all the usual hotspots. Only CBS 4 can take you inside these events. Here's CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo.
The South Beach party scene is as hot as ever as celebrity photographer Seth Bawarnick discovers everything from high-end fashion shows like this one at the Shore Club with Mina Suvari wearing fashions by Alice and Olivia.
This is the actual designer right there. Her name is Stacy Bendett, and she's the actual designer of Alice and Olivia, which I think that's a great shot.
Then heading west to the Havana Club, where a popular Heat player celebrates his special night.
Dwayne Wade's birthday party at the Havana Club. Lennox Lewis was there. You had Kelly Rowland with Rick Ross, along with DJ Irie, who was his personal DJ for the night. This was a big deal. There were no signs of Shaq.
Another big deal took place at Pangea at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, a rock star supernova party with Tommy Lee.
This was their private after party where Tommy Lee started DJing with shirt on and eventually DJ'd with shirt off.
Well, he's got some tattoos.
On the South Beach club scene, Seth captured Misha Barton looking lovely at Mokai and model Rachel Hunter getting cozy with her new hockey player, Bo. Yes, another week of parties in South Florida, another week of star sightings.
All right, here I am. Good stuff. Next. Hello, here I am. That's next week, of course. It's Super Bowl week. There'll be so many stars in town. We can do an hour show, and we'll do it better than that. Whether you're hitting the parties or staying at home, we'll have it covered from all the Super Bowl parties, capturing the big names on still and on video. If you'd like to see more of Seth's star sightings reel for this week, log on to our website at cbs4.com. I'm Lisa Petrillo, CBS 4 News.
Fade to black.
Can we keep the
Thank you,
lights
Lisa.
on now? Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah, David, and can we get a fire going too? Because it's chilly
I'll
out.
tell you what happened. Don't worry, the cold's not going to stay around long. It's not
I
gonna
like
be,
it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
For like a day, you know.
All right.
But a lot of people are piling in down here this next week, and they don't want this.
No, they want bikinis and fun.
Exactly. So we're going to get the sunshine back for them. Okay, let's start on real-time Doppler 4. The rain is pretty much over. There might be a little spot of drizzle or so left, especially on the beach. But other than that, no rain back to the west. So I think it's done for the evening hours. So far today, here's where we've been. The high temperature before the front came, 77 at Weather Control, 78 at the airports, and 80 at Key West. And we just went nose diving from there. In fact, our lows are from this afternoon when we dropped into the 50s. So a 20-degree drop or more in some locations. And there you can see the rain totals today. They weren't all that heavy. Statewide temperatures right now generally are mainly in the upper 50s and lower 60s. But with clearing skies, they're going to drop off more than that overnight. In fact, here's the radar and satellite in motion. You can see all the rain now pushing off into the Bahamas. And notice back toward Tampa and Fort Myers on the west coast, things are clearing out here. And that clearing trend is going to be moving over us, it looks like, probably by around midnight at the latest. Here's a closer look at the clouds today and the rain moving in. And there you can see the clearing again up by the lake and off to the north and west of there. Well, otherwise, across the rest of the area, we're going to see upper 40s and low 50s for lows. Now, remember, this will be late tonight and tomorrow morning. 53 along Interstate 95 around Fort Lauderdale, but it could be in the upper 40s in northern and western Broward. And I say feel like 40s because there could be a gusty enough north wind that the wind chills at times could be in the middle to upper 40s. So a sweater or jackets are going to be a good bet, especially later on tonight if you don't already need one. South Miami, 53 in the morning. West Kendall could be as cold as 48. 52 around the airport in Hialeah. North Miami and Aventura looks like we'll see low temperatures around 53 degrees. Here's some more regional temperatures this afternoon. It is cool across the southeast. 46 in Atlanta. That's it. 39 degrees in Nashville. Look at the northeast and Arctic front moving in tonight. Right now we have temperatures only 5 above zero in Montreal, 27 and dropping in New York. Here's the forecast for tonight. Low temperature here, 48 inland, 53 coast, much colder, clearing and breezy, and again wind chills in the 40s. Tomorrow, here comes the South Florida sun again. Plenty of sun, a cool breeze, and 71 degrees. Pollen is still on the high side, and here's your outlook into the weekend. We're going to be up and down. 71 tomorrow, 76 with a warmer breeze and maybe a shower blowing in late Saturday, and then windy and warm and up to 81 Sunday, but late in the day, some showers could blow in with the next front.
All right, David, thank you.
Thanks,
Coming
David.
up, some new questions about the safety of cell phones, new medical research about handsets.
Find out what a new study says is killing teenage drivers. We'll be right back.
We see it all too often, teens killed in car crashes around South Florida. Tonight, what experts say is contributing to this dangerous driving. One concern, driving while distracted. Kids are loading too many friends with them in the car.
Yeah, and there's more behavior behind the wheel that is costing teenage lives. CBS 4 consumer investigator Al Sunshine is here to explain. Al?
Hey, Elliot, Maggie, you know, these latest warnings come from attorneys general across the country. Teen drivers nationwide increasingly stressed on the roads, needing a lot more help to do a safer job behind the wheel.
The numbers in Florida alone are horrific. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, there are an estimated 1,000 accidents a week statewide involving teenage drivers, and that's averaging about 500 deaths a year. It's a problem that CBS 4 News has been investigating for several years now. As part of our exclusive crash cam investigation 2 years ago, we followed FHP traffic safety investigators as they patrolled the mean streets of South Florida. And it didn't take long at all for us to find one young driver clocked at almost 100 miles an hour.
And right now, we're approaching the toll plaza, and this individual is doing 95 miles an hour.
It's such a growing problem that motor vehicle accidents are now the leading cause of death for teenagers across the country. It's because they're more distracted than ever behind the wheel, with fatality rates 4 times higher than for older drivers. And a new nationwide survey of teenagers finds that drunk driving rates may be way down. But young drivers have a host of other in-car distractions. Teen drivers are also inexperienced, often tired, and emotional. Parents of some teens say, unfortunately, they do not always get the message until something bad happens.
Once they learn the rules and the regulations, or, maybe they've had a fender bender or two, and they learn to slow down.
That's why a new nationwide ad campaign is now warning teen passengers to speak up for safety.
Do you have a problem with your friends driving recklessly?
Safety advocates across the country are now hoping that the simple message can save lives and stop an increasingly deadly trend for our youngest drivers.
Now, parents, you need to also consider playing a bigger role in making sure your kids are driving safely. Some ideas to consider: try to limit the number of passengers your kids carry when they drive. Also, ask them how they use cell phones when they drive. Hopefully they're not. And also consider trying to limit very late night or early morning driver, especially difficult driving times for young drivers on the roads. I'm Al Sunshine, CBS 4 News.
It's pretty ambitious, but worth a shot, Al. Thank you. The news at 6 is next. Joy Purdy is here with the big stories you'll see. Joy?
Maggie, in just a few minutes, first the rain, now the cold. Winter is back in South Florida. David Bernard lets us know what to expect tonight. It's official. Governor Crist signs the hurricane insurance bill into law and comes to South Florida with hope for homeowners. A billboard that's already raised eyebrows is doing so again after vandals leave a controversial message. Plus, what'll be on the menu at some of those big Super Bowl parties? We're getting a sneak peek straight from the chef when Rob Hanrahan joins me for CBS 4 News at 6. Next.
Our sixth accused child predator captured. Another $100,000 reward gets handed out. Then, conjoined twins, a groundbreaking surgery. Meet two little miracles next open.
Tomorrow at 4 on 4. If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your Metro PCS cellular phone.